We arrived by plane and we already saw the island from up top. And it was already going through my head that we're gonna go all the way around the island in a single day, and that as a race. We were so overpowered. I remember we were all fighting and I was like holding on to dear life. That was a serious challenge. Well, here we are, starting from the harbor. All of a sudden I feel more like a sailor than a windsurfer. What's your name?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I'm from India.
Oh, from India? No way.
Nico.
Huh?
Can I have a photo with you?
Yeah, of course. Apparently even some IQ followers know me. He was from India, man. That's pretty cool.
Hey, ages.
Ages, yeah?
What are you doing here?
We're doing the round Lanzarote.
Sick.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know if it's sick. People tell me it's not so fun, but I'm down for it.
I think it's f***ing tough.
It is, huh?
Yeah, that's what I heard last year. Like, a lot of the boys that finished it didn't want to go again.
This is the south of the island. That's why the wind here is offshore, the typical northern wind. Pretty flat water, and it looks actually quite nice, this spot. This is where we're gonna launch from, I think. We don't have much sunlight left, but I think maybe for an hour we can go out and have some fun.
And I've had better nights of sleep. In the dark, you're my only friend, the only one to truly depend on. And I finally feel free.
Gotta love those very first sessions when you arrive, because then the spot is super new, a lot of learning straight away. I was out with Basti, my really good friend and one of the Olympic IQ foiling medal contenders, I would say. So it's good to go out with him and sail a bit with him. A lot of findings. Definitely should have brought an older 9.0 from a couple of years ago. This is an 8.7 and it's lacking some power on the downwind. Gotta do a few tunings with the foot straps, but that's for the next days. Just a good first session. Got a beautiful hotel room. This over there is where we store the gear. That looks pretty neat in here. What did you just say, Lars, about the cleaning staff coming in here?
Imagine you go into this room and you see this,
And then maybe a bit of this. I have another good one. Imagine you work at an airline and you find out that all of what you see here, all of this, okay, not that, but all of that, you find out that you have all of that in your hand luggage. I don't know if that's how it's supposed to work. Yeah, well, I mean, we'll definitely think about it, but sounds interesting. I gotta say, it was quite a short notice idea to enter the competition, but I still wanted to be as prepared as best as I could. I guess we're going to Lanzarote. I guess Lanzarote is sort of the only island which has wind all around the island, because if you look at the other islands, there's always one big area that is completely covered and you're not gonna get any wind. But looking at Lanzarote, yeah, looks decent for a rounding. Last packages arrived. The rest arrived a bit earlier already, so we're getting prepared. Protein powder, that's obviously more for preparation. Here we go. This one is important. The camelback, so I can drink during the race, and so I can store my phone, and I have some energy bars, energy gels. I have some stuff for quick hydration, for some electrolytes, magnesia. So this is obviously for the body, to fuel the body during the race. I've got a power bank, so the battery in the phone doesn't die. We've got all the water bags, so I can put the walkie-talkie inside, so I can communicate with Lars on the boat. So I would say we're sort of ready to go. Actually, gear-wise, it was super challenging to decide because it's a long waiting period, so you don't really know the conditions you're gonna get. And then also on one side of the island, the wind might be completely different to what it's gonna be on the other side. Car is empty. Car needs to be full. Bags empty. Bags need to be full. Okay. All right, this is it. Fully equipped. It's got a kitchen, 2 bedrooms, a living room. It's got everything you need inside. This is an actual door. So 8.7 is a must. 7.7 also a must. And then there's already the question, do we need something smaller than 7.7? I doubt it, because you always have to be ready for light wind all around the island. So even if it's strong on one side, you cannot really afford to go too small to be underpowered on the other side. This is gonna be a tricky one. For sure we need my race mast. For sure we need the powerful fuselage. So I'm gonna take my 2 biggest wings I have. We're gonna go upwind quite a bit. So I have one that is 82 wide and the big wing. What a monster. 900 and 600 square centimeter. Okay, that's gonna be the foil set. That's it. So the next days we were busy with understanding the coastline, scouting, getting a feeling for the equipment and all the places we might go to. This is the beautiful beach of the day. It is beautiful, but it's not really a beach. It's a very narrow entrance and exit.
You gotta be careful with the foils.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. I think it's deep enough, but we don't have a lot of space here. Second training day today, yes. We're going halfway around the island today, so it's gonna be a long one. Just spotting and scouting, see what it's gonna be like, to be a bit more prepared for the actual rounding. Auf geht's!
Auf geht's? Hast du Bock?
Ich hab Bock. I'm kind of down for it. I'm excited, but it's really light, and that's a bit annoying. After the first days of training, I definitely knew that we were up for a proper challenge, because especially in the training, the wind was quite light and we made so few kilometers in such a long time. So I was really doubting at that moment on whether we were gonna make it around the island in one day or not. I was watching out for a few bigger corners and bigger cliffs, and I was looking at whether it was gonna be windy more close to them or whether they were gonna block the wind. Good to get an overview. Last time we were down there and we looked all the way up on the cliffs, and now it's the other way around. I saw how far the distance is, so I decided to carb load already.
So
this is Esteban, the organizer of the whole thing.
They're crazy.
What motivated you to do this event, man?
We used to do Formula and slalom before, And now is the 4th year. We love to go sailing from. We sail here a lot of in Playa Honda. Go to Costa Teguise or go to Playa Blanca. We enjoy a lot like the long distance. Hey, why don't we try the whole island? And that we start with that. Say, hey, why don't we try to get some money to cover the expense? Why don't we invite some pro? And after that, we we have made this. But
it grew over time.
Yeah, it grew. And a bit more, and now it's a nice event, I think so.
Yeah. Sounds good. So first of all, I really enjoy long distance windsurfing. Like, for me, there's something special about going from place A to place B, just powered by the wind, just with the sail and the board and no motor, nothing. And then also last year I went from Germany to Denmark and back just by windsurfing, and I have more such trips planned in the future. So yeah, I thought that was a sort of a good training, and also it was a competition, so that made it extra exciting. Today is the first sort of race day. We are taking this as a backup in case we don't get enough wind for the actual race to do the whole rounding. So we're going to do half of the island today, and if the wind is not going to be good on the D-Day, this is going to count as a result. So it's an important day. We're lucky enough to stay here in the Dreams Hotel. It's been pretty nice. So yeah, we had a good breakfast and now it's time to race. It's always a tricky choice with the gear. Today looks like we'll get some light wind here in the front, and then it's supposed to pick up, increase towards the north, and it's going to be a reaching course. So basically here you want a lot of power, down there you don't want much power in the gear. So it's the opposite. Luckily I have my fast glasses on, so it doesn't matter what gear I take. But now I was lucky because Johan from Denmark came here and brought a 9.0 for me, so I have a bigger sail, but now I also have the choice to make. Prien has some great storage options for these kind of adventures. You can put all your bars in here. What else? Maybe an energy gel. Everything up in the extension. Like you can go on forever. You can put more and more, and then you put the rope in the end. Viel kann's nicht sein. Ich glaube, wir werden so sterben nachher. Today's the day you've all been waiting for.
Just few minutes, just to say a few things. Welcome again. So most of you are already racing the past day, so we're gonna go today just to try to start and try the course. We're gonna do like 2 legs, like you know. Please, first thing gonna be today the security. Super important. So wind is not super strong, but we can try to start as the condition gonna be good. At the moment we have outside like 8 to 9 knot average. Okay, the wind is quite light, but as soon as we start, the wind gonna increase quite strong.
Just going to the start on one tag, on the same tag, it's already starting to be a problem because it's painful to sail on the same leg for like really long, and that's what's gonna happen now after the start. We're gonna sail quite a bit on starboard tack. Where we have to go, and this is going to be the same tag now forever. I screwed up a bit there technically. I went too far out. I don't know, maybe it'll pay off again in the end, but right now it looks like these guys gained quite a bit on me by staying closer to the shore. We've got like, I reckon 50 knots. I'm Probably the most difficult part of the whole challenge was not the sheer distance, but the fact that you have to push full power for such a long time and you're always on the edge, like both with your mind and with the body. So that was very tricky, and then also behind every corner of the island you had to adapt for what's coming next. And the waves, the wind, the coastline is so multi-dimensional, so you always have to read what's going on, and that was really challenging.
Finish came out of nowhere. Luckily I was in a good position. Remembered which way to cross the finish line. And I think I finished first.
So we were super lucky to have gotten south wind for the first race day, because then I could just go straight downwind, and it was really windy as well, so I think that was good for me. My sail does not have so much power compared to the other guys, so I really needed to be powered up. That's when I felt quite good, and that day I actually performed quite well and I had a really good speed. Second leg we had quite a bit of downwind again, but then the island started bending around and the wind came straight offshore, so we had a reach again, and it was like that was probably the windiest out of the whole race, and we had to go on a reach, and we were so overpowered. I remember we were all fighting and I was like holding on to dear life, in pain on my back leg, but you just know, like, you have to keep going, you know, there's no way you can stop. So somehow you manage, but you're really in pain in that moment. It's been a tough race. It's been really windy towards the end here. We kind of expected that, but it didn't look like it after we finished the first leg. So it looked a bit light. It was a tough fight, again with a Polish guy and Adrian from France. But then on the last upwind, I don't know if I got a wind shift or technically I didn't do something well. There was another Polish guy coming from out of nowhere pretty much, and I think he got a lift up to the beach, and he even finished in front of me and Adrian in the end. So yeah, it was a bit tactical in the end, so didn't quite manage to come back on the second leg, but pretty happy with the first one. So today we will continue the race from the same place we left off yesterday. Wind is looking kind of good. Feels windy at least. It's hard to say with all those mountains. But there's some rain passing through, so not the most consistent weather. I guess that's not too good. And we have a challenge with the waves here in the harbor. Tide is low, so waves are breaking into the harbor, so it's going to be a challenge to get out there.
So in that case, we provide to use the boat to go out one by one. You will be towed in the outside because it will be impossible go yourself. It will be quite
Four boats. Now it's one and another three are arriving in a few minutes. So please, be hurry, one by one to go out.
So that's the most important thing.
And also big shout out to the WaterSpeed app for supporting this challenge. I've always received a lot of questions how I track my sessions, how I track my speed, and today I can actually tell you a little bit about it. I currently use the Apple Watch Ultra for recording my sessions, and my first recording actually goes back to 2019, so I've been using it for quite a bit. So the interface for me is super friendly, it's super easy to move around and find everything I need. I have exactly the stats that I need, so I have a 2 seconds best speed, 5 seconds best speed, 10 seconds best speed, so this helps me to kind of keep track of my speeds. When I'm done with my session, it's super easy to transfer the files to my phone. Usually when I open the app, it's already on there. And what's also cool is they always develop new features, so they keep developing the app. So what's new now, for example, is I can check how many jibes and how many tags I did during that session. And you can also share your sessions with your friends. So for example, under this video, I will leave a link where you can see for 30 days exactly the route we take. You can track everything. You can see everything I see in the app. So that's super cool. And you can also share it live. So for example, during this challenge, I'm sharing on my Instagram the live session, so you can follow us live around. Pretty unique features. Right now only available on iOS, but I know they are working on getting it to other devices like other watches and Android phones. So stay tuned for that. And if you want to track your sessions, be sure to download WaterSpeed app. And now let's go and do the challenge.
Yeah, I've only just begun. I won't stop until it's done, till you're broken. So welcome to the fire. I'm the one with the light. Feel it burning through your veins as we're walking through the flames.
So there was one big cliff, the Famara cliff, where I realized that it's more windy close to that cliff, so I kind of knew that I had to stay close by. These guys are just killing me in the text. What can I say? You're killing me in the text. Yeah!
And bumping as well, no?
After the start?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even bother. On the reach around the north side, the waves became quite big and they bounced off the shoreline of the cliffs. So there was a huge mess in the water, and that was quite difficult to control, especially with such a wide board. I had a really wide board that goes good on upwind, creates a lot of leverage, but on a reach it powers up so much, and it's really difficult to control. You know, sometimes it's not to be underestimated how much debris there is in the water. Before the start of the fourth leg, I catapulted over a massive rope from I think from a fishing boat or something. So that was the first crash. And then at the end of the fourth leg, I catapulted over a fishing net.
Kriegst du das oder brauchst du ein Messer?
So first of all, it's annoying because you want to be as fast as possible, obviously, and it costs you a lot of time. And secondly, I had two major damages on my board from those catapults. So that's pretty annoying. And then towards the end of the race, you have to understand that you always have to be focused at all times. You're always managing how high are you flying the foil. And if you just miss it for a split second, you might go out of the water with the foil and then you catapult. I was just done and I couldn't focus anymore. And at that point I was probably just laughing about myself. I mean, the crashes weren't bad, but I just couldn't handle the power in the sail anymore and I didn't have the focus anymore. So yeah, 2 crashes within like 2 minutes. What a tough and long day, for sure. I mean, you could see it in the end. With those 2 catapults, I think that showed that it was a long day. Many kilometers sailed and happy we made it around. Finally in 2 days, not in 1, but I think that's a good reason to come back sometime to make it in 1 day. And happy with my result. I think we were fighting a lot for the victory with Adrian. So I think second is fine. And at the end of such an adventure, we also have to say thanks. Thanks, of course, to the event sponsor, Lanzarote Tourism. Lanzarote, definitely worth a visit. Thanks for the race crew and the camera crew to get shaken around in the boat around the island. It wasn't easy for them either. Thanks to Waterspeed for sponsoring this video. Thanks to you guys for watching. And leave us comments down below, leave us your questions. We're gonna be reading comments and let us know if you would dare to do such a challenge. Be sure to subscribe if this is your first video here on this channel. And I would say I see you guys in the next one and we're off to a new destination.